KDAK.
All right, this morning we're glad to be joined in studio by Paul DeBort. Paul is the District Conservationist for NRCS. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, Greg. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate that. Also, Dion Schaaf, District Manager for Foster County Soil Conservation District. Good morning, Dion.
Good morning, Greg.
And thanks, Dion, for joining us here this morning. Dion, do you want to go first? You're going to talk about some drills, right?
Actually, I've got a few things I want to talk about. First thing is, mark your calendar. We're going to have Women's Ag Day again this spring, and we're planning that for March 23rd. You'll start seeing announcements around town pretty soon here, but just to make sure you ladies know it's happening, it's the evening of Thursday, March 23rd, and we're having a comedian in this year, so hopefully everybody's going to have a lot of fun with that.
Okay.
The information is also posted on the district's website, which is the other thing I want to bring up. The website hasn't exactly changed, but it's at a different location. It used to be fosterscd.org, and that name is held by our previous web host, so we had to get a new one. It's now fosterscd.com. So all that's changed is the part after the period. It's .com now. So if you want to look up that information, it's there. So those are the two things I wanted to make sure folks know we're happening, so you know where to find the information.
Okay.
So as to the drills, yes, we are working on buying a 14-foot hay buster drill that's going to be available hopefully this year for folks to use for planting native grass or pollinator patches, cover crops, possibly even if you have a small place where you want to put some grains in, it would be usable for that. We hope to have that available this coming year, hopefully this spring. And the other thing we hope to have ready to go this spring is a smaller drill, a much smaller drill that we could use for folks that want to plant grasses between their new tree rows. So we'd be able to get in there right after the trees are planted and seed their grasses for them. So those are two services that we hope are going to be coming available this spring.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Dion. Paul?
Yeah, so along those lines with the district's investment into a no-till drill, sometimes we run across somebody that is a little hesitant to try no-till management and maybe they don't have the capabilities with their existing drill or what they're using now. So it's an opportunity for them to rent that, see how things work, kind of get a little more familiar with it, and then hopefully see the benefits of that. No-till is just one part of kind of an overall system approach that we like to talk about or refer to as building soil health. And so along those lines, it's something that I guess anybody that's worked with me or talked to me here in the office or around, they understand that that's a passion of mine, and it's something that I think we can all benefit from, no matter if a person is conventionally farming, with lots of tillage or not, or trying to reduce some of that tillage. It's all benefiting the soils by reducing tillage to whatever extent you can. There's a few workshops that are coming up that I think are important, as we kind of learn more about those management practices and those techniques. It's just important to try to educate yourself from learning from others. And that's what's nice about these workshops, is it's going to be people that are practicing these things. They deal with the heaviest of soils, just like we do, constantly wet. They utilize, cover crops, for example, to try to use up some of that moisture in the fall and early spring, things like that. So the first one is next week, February 15th at 11 o'clock over in Hannaford. The Griggs County Soil Conservation District is putting that on, along with NRCS and Extension. No RSVP required for that, just show up. It's at the old school there, so pretty easy to find. Shouldn't get too lost in Hannaford. The next one, and this is going to be a really good one, Grand Forks, the Soil Health Workshop. That'll be at the Ramada on February 23rd, and that'll be from 9 to 2. And they ask for an RSVP, but please don't let that hold you back. I mean, they they overestimate, of course, and have a meal provided. More information, 701-772-2321 and extension 3. Again, 701-772-2321 extension 3. And probably last but certainly not least, is in Jamestown, there's going to be a winter grazing and feeding tour. And I think that's kind of interesting. There's a lot of discussion about feedlots and things like that. You know, sometimes we can utilize winter feeding. This winter, maybe not so handy for that, but, you know, you probably could try to feed out on cropland, you know, for a longer extent or a longer period. They're going to be having a driving tour. So it kind of interesting, I guess. Bundle up is what it said on the flyer. And again, that's February 16th at 1:00. And the information or more information on that would be to call the office there in Jamestown, 701-252-2521 in extension 3. So, and if you have any more questions on these, certainly give our office a call. We have the information handy. Like I said, it's important to kind of go hear from people that are doing these things and not try to recreate the wheel and understand just how some of these practices can benefit themselves.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Paul. Dion, anything else this morning?
I guess just one thing. It's getting late in the season, but it is still possible, depending on what you're looking for, to order some conservation grade trees. You can call our office, 652-2551, extension 3. And actually, our form is also available on that website I was mentioning, so fosterscd.com, and you can go on there and find the tree form and see what I can at least try to order for you. A few things have run out at this point, but most of them are still available.
Okay, sounds good. Paul, anything else this morning?
No, just let us know if you have any questions or want to learn more about soil health.
All right, sounds good. Well, thanks, you guys. We appreciate you stopping in. And this morning, we're glad to be joined by Paul DeBort, District Conservationist for NRCS. Also, Dion Schaff, District Manager for the Foster County Soil Conservation District. That concludes another edition of Here's What's Happening.